What if the world caught on fire? What if?
We're coming on the air with breaking news in Southern California, where Los Angeles County and city officials are about to update on those devastating out-of-control wildfires, at least 3 tearing through densely populated areas of L.A. The numbers are astounding. 80,000 people are already under mandatory evacuation orders, and those fast-moving fires are still 0% contained.
Really? Have y'all ever wondered, what is going on? Really sat down and thought about what was going on, especially if you're living in a place that seems like it's out of a TV show, like Leave It to Beaver or something, where everything is going as smooth as possible and you are living your best life and you are doing things that you never imagined, and you're productive and you're secure, and you have everything that you ever wanted. And then you're like, well, nothing exciting ever happens in my life. And by that, I mean, you turn on the news and you see these chaotic moments around the world and you're like, wow, I hope they're okay. But yeah, I can't relate to that because I have never been through something like that before. And then all of a sudden, you're so comfortable in what you're doing in life that you don't stop to think that what if this happened to me? What if I went through a hurricane or an earthquake or a fire or a natural disaster, typhoon, sinkhole, whatever? What if? What would I do? How would I respond? How would I react? Homelessness. What would I do? And before you even got to that point, you said, well, who is responsible for my life? Who created all of this? I don't know this person. I don't know what it is all about. What is the meaning of life? And then at a certain point in time, that's when it happens. That's when it happens. That very thing that you thought would never happen happens. And right now, the perfect example of that is what's going on out in California. Because never in my life have I seen such destruction so fast, ever. Aside from when I was a little kid, we were living in Texas and a tornado came one spring morning and ripped through our neighborhood and wiped it out. Just like that. That was the scariest moment in my life, and I will never forget it. But this is something similar on a much larger scale. Let me back this up for a minute because I got to put a little context in what I'm saying, what I'm talking about right now. And the fact of the matter is, even though when I was a little kid, I didn't understand the world, how and why it was created, the universe, the cosmos, and why everything exists. I always thought that there was something out there bigger than myself, but I have never said in my life that, or to whoever created the cosmos, that, I never wanted to have anything to do with the creator. You know what I mean? So it's like I was always searching for something, the meaning, something bigger than myself. But then one day I found him, or he found me, however you want to put it. It's like tomato, whatever. There was a connection established and a relationship started happening. Fast forward 25 years from that point. And I don't know, it was maybe a few years ago. I heard people out in California talk about they do whatever they want. They listen to people who talk about God. I don't know this God. I don't have to listen to him. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Yada, 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 whatever, whatever. Wooty woo woo, however you want to say it. And it seemed like they were on another planet. Like they were an island. Like they were untouchable. Yet California is in some of the most volatile spots in the world. They're on a fault, which at any moment an earthquake can happen and their little buildings can crumble to the ground. They live in a place where they're on a coast that the Pacific, that's some of the most volatile water on earth. And I know this because I've crossed that sucker when I was in the military on a ship, and the waters are horrible. 60 plus foot waves. That could be on a good day. Their coast, it's elevated. There's mountains even on the coast after you get inland. So the wind off of the water when it blows in is horrendous. And then they're prone to fires that can erupt out of nowhere. From a spark from a power line to people who just don't give a damn about the world and throw their cigarette butts on the ground, not knowing that, hey, those suckers could blow up and cause a fire. So for those of you who do not know God, have never read his word from Genesis to Revelation, I'm just going to give you a little quick backstory about what God did to the earth when the people rebelled against him. He destroyed the sucker by water. He caused a great flood, flooded the whole world, got rid of everybody who was sinning against him, except for a few. And then he told that few that never again would he destroy the world by water. But he did say the next time he do something to the world, it's gonna be by fire. I'm not saying this is the end of the world. But what I am saying, that it's a precursor, because when you look at some of the stuff that's been happening out in California and you look at some of the stuff that they've been putting out there, it's like, what they say, it's the entertainment capital of the world. And you look at the movies that they got going on out there, every single movie, unless it's a family movie, has the word GD in it. As if that is what you say to get your point across, or that is a normal thing. When clearly, and for those of y'all who have not read the word, that is one of the requirements that God says in his commandments, is not to take the Lord's name in vain. And this is what everybody says in the entertainment world, from music to movies and every other sport there is. If you get a win, if you get a loss, if somebody piss you off, if somebody do something that is not that you don't like, that word comes before whatever it is that they have to say, or in the middle of whatever it is that they're saying. And see, I have never said, aside from I was in a place where I was just had a lack of understanding, and I said, God, I don't feel like praising you. And God came back on me with that and said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I said I would never say that again. Aside from that, I've never said that I don't believe, I don't know who this God is, and I don't have to listen to what he has to say. Because there is a force greater than ourselves, no matter what you believe in, that has created something more powerful than your little feeble self. Created dirt, created the stars, created the sun. If you even look at the sun, you will go blind. So don't tell me that there is not an entity out there more powerful than we are, with more intellect than we have, that has put everything into motion, like this planet that spins around the sun and rotates at the same time. I will never say, no matter what it is that I believe created this thing, us, that I don't know who you are. I don't have to listen to you, because things start happening. It may not happen exactly when you say it, but you'll remember the day that you say it because somebody else has heard it, and they will either bring it to your memory or God himself will bring it to your memory. Either way, it is God bringing it to your memory exactly what you said. And then when you go through something, you're like, I don't understand why this is happening. I am so numb. You're so numb because you became so dumb to really think that nothing could ever happen to you, that you're secure in your palace, that you're secure in your fortress. But you're not. You're under the illusion the devil has you thinking that you're untouchable when even he was created. He got you thinking that you are untouchable, that nothing could ever happen to you, that you forget that you were created and that everything that you have can be taken away in a heartbeat. And that's exactly what's happening right now out in California. Money and materialistic things cannot keep you safe. Your intellect cannot keep you safe. Your inventions cannot keep you safe. Social media cannot keep you safe. The car you drive cannot keep you safe. Those things are material things. Everything that you have and who you are all came from the spiritual world, from a place that you cannot see. And this is where the God you say you don't believe in, that you say I can't see, so I don't have to listen to something that I don't believe exists. This is where he operates, because everything that exists existed in that realm, in the spiritual realm, in the place that you choose not to seek, in the place that you choose not to believe in. This is where the power of God resides. This is where he rides at. You know what I'm saying? He operates in that area. So God is everywhere at all times. And this is his power. This is where he can use anything that he created to destroy whatever he created. He can make it blossom or he can make it implode. And that depends on how you choose to relate to him or not. And he's given us chances after chances after chances to get to know him. At this point, there is no excuse other than the fact that we choose to deliberately not to. His word is everywhere. His people is everywhere. He is everywhere. His presence is everywhere. If we decide not to get to know God now, it's just because our heart is hardened, and this is just our plan, not to get to know him, because his word is there. You can find a Bible anywhere. You can find it on your phone for free. But if you choose not to know a God, a creator who created all things, it's because you choose not to. Nobody's pointing a gun to your head. Nobody is forcing you not to know him. You're choosing not to out of your own will. This is what's happening. But just know that what's going on right now in the world, around the world, you have these corrupt politicians, these corrupt leaders, wars, fires, earthquakes. You have everything going on. This weather, the so-called climate change. I'm not saying that there's not a climate change, but here's the thing. The reason why that there's a climate change is not the reason that you think it is. It's not because of all the cars on the road. It is not because of all of this pollution and all that. That has something to do with it, but it ain't that, because God is the creator and he can do whatever it is he wants, how he want it. He's just using these things to speed up what y'all are so afraid of. And this is where the key lies. What you fear the most is going to come up on you. What you fear the most will come up on you. Those who do not have a relationship with the creator of the created. There's more to this thing, but you know what? I'm going to end it right there, because this alone is something to think about, to chew on, to try to understand why everything is happening the way that it's happening. It's a lot deeper, but this is just something to think about. So until the next one,